Alright, greetings and salutations. It's your boy D.Boom. We're back. Extended breakdowns. We're going to get cracking with the Divine Masculine. So, if you ain't checked out Masculine's reading yet, check that out. If you ain't checked out Feminine's reading yet, check that out. I did Twin Flames and Separation and Twin Flames and Union, Reunion and Recognition. Now, these is some, like I say, jewels I'm dropping. Grand messages. You know, don't let the non-views and the non-subs fool you, man. Like, you getting quality over here, you know what I'm saying? I just really hope people are getting it. Because it's some goodness over here. So, yeah, this is the final day for specials. Thanks to everybody that replied. Like I say, $35 readings, Twin Flame readings, personal readings, relationship readings. That's outside the Twin Flame realm. I'm a psychic medium, so I do psychic medium messages too, if you are interested in that. And we got half price off on life coaching, which is $75 right now. 3 unlimited time readings. Free email readings until we get that third and final session done. For those that's done with life coaching, if you want to rebook, this would be a good time to, snatch 3 more readings, you know what I'm saying, for a low price. And, looks like it's going to be a grand message. So, let's get straight into it. Divine Masculine situation. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes rent, and we're going to get straight with it. Put my toothpick over here. Ow. Head, that's swords. Thoughts, decisions, mentality, ideology, the direction you go in, the decisions you're making, because everything starts from here. Then we got cups. Cups are feelings and emotions. All feelings and emotions are just indicators on where you're going mentally. Heart mind must be aligned with everything that you do. Rules the heart mind department. Why feminine does. Then we got wands. Actions and behavior. Things you're doing. Things you've done. Not what you finna do because you ain't did it yet. Okay? Wands represent the now, the current. The ing. Because we living and learning every day. I'm speaking and you listening, right? Cool in the game. What you done got karma and accountability attached to it. What you doing got karma and accountability attached to it. What you finna do does not. Finally, we got pentacles. Persons, places, and things. These things you can taste, touch, see, feel, and hear. All pentacles expire. All pentacles have expiration dates. And all pentacles are temporary. Let's get to business. First card in this message. Masculine. We got the 3 of Wands. This is evolution or the divine feminine's role. So once again, divine feminine's role is to get you from point A to point Z. The long haul. The long term. I guess it's eventually the job of wifey or future wifey. You know what I mean? You need a woman that's going to take care of you, sickness and health, to death do your part. You know what I mean? Somebody that's going to be in for the long run, that can see the end in the beginning. Okay? Long-term love, long-term support. Not just creating a safe, warm, comforting environment for you, but for your children or your legacy. You know what I mean? Not just taking care of you in the business, but furthering on that business. It's a person that's with you in the long haul, but not just with you with the long haul, but elevating you to the long haul. Point A to point Z. It's a person you ain't got to worry about leaving you. You know what I mean? Because they're going to show you through point A and point B and point C and point D that you're pretty much taken care of by the time you get to elemental P. So by the time Z happens, which is the final stages, of a masculine's life, eventually somebody's going to have to care for you. We're born in this world and die in this world the same. Like babies. Somebody's got to take care of us. Somebody's got to feed us. Somebody's got to be there. There's as much safety and security as your mother brought you within her bosoms as a baby. Is the same motherfucking love and comfort you're going to get from wifey. From the feminine. In her bosoms and shit. As you pass in age. When you further. Women live longer than men anyway. It's just statistically speaking. But it's just someone that's going to be there for the long haul. That's what you're looking for. Hopefully that's what you're looking for. Because bottom line, we got the Queen of Pentacles, which is a karmic feminine. We're going to touch on that in just a second. So I kind of see where this reading is kind of going. We're just really breaking down the difference between a divine feminine and a karmic feminine, okay? So, divine feminines evolve you. Karmic feminines are just involved with you. Bottom line, more important than anything in this message, we have the Queen of Pentacles, which represents a karmic feminine. Or the Khalees bossy card, it's being a boss or bossing up on a situation. Or maybe a situation bossing up on you. Now, as far as karmic feminines is concerned, what makes a divine feminine great? It's her actions and behavior. It's what she does. It's who she is. Through and through. Divine feminines love unconditionally. Karmic feminines usually love you under a condition. And that's usually pinnacle based. What makes a karmic feminine great? She's as only great as the pinnacle that she possesses. So if all you're looking for is just, the box, this karmic feminine is here to give you that. Until, you put yourself in a position where, she doesn't want to give you the box anymore. You're only with your divine feminine because of the pinnacle she possesses. Her finances, her networks, her contacts, maybe her nice ass crib, maybe the perks that come with dealing with a powerful woman such as herself. But like I say, suppose she wakes up one day and doesn't want to give you any more money, doesn't want to give you any more security, doesn't want to finance anything you got going on. It's business with the karmic feminine. She's got to get her thing out the deal. Divine feminine is going to love you regardless. Like I say, it's unconditional. Karmic feminine's love come with conditions. Or, like I say, if they get bored with you, if they find another masculine that suits them, like cards, cards are called suits and shit, that suits her better. Temporary. That's all the karmic feminine is. She's only here for her time, her term, her era, and once her term is up, she's up. She doesn't mind playing this game with you as long as it benefits her. But soon it doesn't start to benefit her, soon shit gets kind of one-sided, soon she feels she can find a better masculine, like I say, she's going to replace you. What are pinnacles? They get substituted. They get lost. They get stolen. You might lose them. You know what I mean? Like I say, you lose a car, you buy another one. You lose a job, you get another one. You spend money, you make some more. It's replaceable. You know the song "Irreplaceable" by Beyonce that Neo wrote? Yeah, you must not know about her. I can find another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute. That's karmic feminine talking. There ain't no divine talking. Divines are more like Sade songs, Anita Baker songs, Patti LaBelle. We ain't talk about Kelly Price. We ain't talk about Gladys Knight. We ain't talking about Faith Evans. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you're unreplaceable. Excuse me, irreplaceable. You are one of a kind. Okay? If a person thinks you are as replaceable as that Beyonce song, then like I say, they must not be divine. But the thing here with divine feminines is they see the worth in you. They see who you really are. They fuck with you thin and thin. But it's almost like it's not good enough. Still isn't good enough. You find problems. You find issues. You create situations, within the divine feminine. But with this Queen of Pentacles, like I say, you can't really create any condition. You can't just wake up in the morning like, you know what, I need my space. She gonna look at you crazy. This is my space you in. You know what, I need some freedom. I need to be able to breathe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we should take some time away from each other so I can get my mind right and shit like that. She's just gonna be like, okay, we'll take all the time you want. But in the meantime, I'm finna go do what I need to do. Separating from a karmic feminine, what you think gonna happen? Whatever she was doing with you, she's going to be doing with somebody else. And if you want to come back, maybe she might come back and fuck with you. But like I say, if she come back and fuck with you, it's going to be under terms and conditions. Queen of Pentacles are only worth the pinnacle that they possess. Maybe she's just fine. Probably more beautiful than your divine feminine or some shit like that. That's the reason why you picked her, because she's a good fit. You know, to you and your family, to what you got going on, maybe your lifestyle. I mean, that's really why you with her, is for the lifestyle. It's something that keeps you not chained to this karmic feminine, but it's definitely something that keeps you coming back. Whatever it is like I say, conditional. Now, clarifying this Queen of Pentacles, we got the Queen of Swords. Bottom line, speaking of karmic feminine, eventually it gets to the point where you're going to have to be 10 toes the fuck down on the direction that you need to go with this karmic feminine. I mean, that's just feminines in general. I mean, how long do you expect to date them before you marry them? I mean, you're going to have at least put a ring on it. If you wanted it, you should have put a ring on it. Like, Beyonce, like, that's really the best way I can describe a karmic feminine, Joe. Like, all of her fucking songs are karmic as shit. Speaking on how karmic feminines move with niggas. Straight up. You need to fuck with an Anita Baker, man. Someone that's going to be giving you the best that they got. Baby. You know what I'm saying? You need to be fucking with, like I say, a Patti LaBelle. You are my friend. You know what I'm saying? Sade. Is it a crime that I still love you and I just want you to love me too? You feel what I'm saying? Like, hey, what type of queen you think you dealing with? Like, you don't really know a divine feminine is a divine feminine. I guess you gotta fuck with a karmic feminine to see really what a divine feminine is. Am I right? Is that what's going on here? That's the demonstration? That's the demo? That's the dealio? Most likely. Moving on. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this karmic feminine is only good as the pentacles she possesses. So if she got money, eventually she's gonna run out. Or eventually you are gonna make more money than her, and then you won't be as valuable as you are to her. Making less money than her than you would be making more money than her. Because eventually you can get on her energy. You know what? I don't need you anymore. You know, I was only with you for your money. I got my own money, so what the fuck I need you for? You know, I was kind of in a bad situation. Now I'm in a great situation. I was only with you for the help. I don't need help anymore. I mean, you know, like I say, another reason why it's a karmic feminine, because the same reason she fucking with you is the same reason you fucking with her. And the same shit she gonna do to you is the same shit you gonna do to her. It's toxic. She fucks with you for conditions, you fuck with her for conditions. And so when conditions get met, it's sayonara. But it's like, who gonna break up first? Who gonna come up first? Who gonna not need each other first? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not a way to be. Because you could be fucking with karmic feminines your whole motherfucking life, and then by the time you really need a good woman in your life, all the good ones gone in the rearview mirror. And then all you're left with is conditional chicks, karmic feminines, to take a pick from. Energy you coming into, masculine, you got the Four of Swords. This is consciously and directly energy you coming into. You got the Four of Swords. And that's idle mind. What's idle mind? That's the Devil's Workshop. Why is it Devil's Workshop? Because you are the divine masculine. You're out here in full form, too. King of Wands. You're the king of doing shit. King of actions and behavior. And what does action and behavior do? It manifests things. So really, you're the king of manifestation too. King of Pentacles, carnal masculine, as well as the divine masculine. So check it out. When you in your head, you ain't doing nothing. You're the king of doing something, right? All right, cool in the game. Another position karmic feminines love having you in is in your motherfucking head. You're the king of doing shit. You gotta hustle. You like getting out here and getting shit done. You know what I'm saying? Pulling plays, making moves. Whether that's going to the gym, day trading, you know what I'm saying? Fishing, enjoying your motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? You still make time for the queen. But let a karmic feminine have it. She just wants you all to herself. You trying to stay in shape. You trying to stay healthy and shit. She wants you falling off the wagon at the gym so you can pick up a little weight so you ain't looking as attractive. You know what I'm saying? To be around these other chicks who might want to take you away from her. Even though she don't want you long term, she's just with you for conditions. But like I say, she needs you right under her thumb. She needs you right where she can see you. She needs you right where she can reach you. She needs you right where she needs you to be. Doing nothing. Because by doing nothing, you ain't going to get your pentacles up to her level. By you doing nothing, you ain't going to, gain the things that she has to where you don't need her anymore. As long as you have a necessity for her, you'll always be under her thumb. Even if it is just the box. You know what I'm saying? If you can't get the box nowhere else, and she know that, and she don't only want to give you the box, then like I said, she gonna be acting a donkey. Doing everything but giving you the motherfucking box. Really just being in your head playing mind games. And that's really what the idle mind or devil's workshop is. It's just total manipulation. She know how to get in your mind. Not your heart. She play with your head. Because like I say, it's head, shoulders, knees, and toes. You got to know what direction and decision you need to make. Then you need to feel some way about that. Once you feel good enough to bust some moves, then you can bust moves to manifest some shit. But if you trapped in your head, then all you doing is just trying to see what direction you need to go. Or what decision you need to make. You can't even feel anything. You can't even do anything. You can't manifest anything because she keeps you trapped in your motherfucking head. Not just her. Other people. Other scenarios. Other situations. Like anything that got you in your head too much is destroying you, Divine Masculine, because you're the king of action. So you need to be out here acting. Because shit you don't see. It's the Five of Pentacles. This is the dark night of the soul. Five of Pentacles. This represents a L. Loss. But we don't take losses. We take lessons. You're gonna learn a very valuable lesson being in your head so much. Number one, you're gonna see how unproductive you've been. Number two, you're gonna see how much time was wasted, how much energy was wasted, how much resources was wasted being in your head. I mean, you've been in your head this whole time that you're gonna leave this karmic feminine, but yet you proceed to play this game with it. You've been in your head this whole time on what you're gonna do with your divine feminine, but like I said, you in your head. That means you ain't doing no actions and behavior. You're going to waste time, energy, and resources being in your head. Or, essentially, you're going to go through the dark night of the soul, which is lose the love of your life. Lose your divine feminine. Lose time, money, energy, resources. You lose it. Not being who you truly are. Or not being in the environment where you can flourish to be better. Thus, evolution. You're a go-getter. But you need to evolve to create a team full of go-getters to go get it for you. You know, you have talents. You know, you got skills. You got powers. You got purpose and shit. You know, but the right woman is going to identify those powers, hone in on them shits to make you be more powerful. More is the word. Not more of the same, but more. You know, that's the lesson that you learn. How much time, energy, and resources has been wasted being stuck on stupid. Like I said, you in your head. That ain't even your MO. Divine Feminine will let you go. So she ain't got to be the one in your head which got you stagnant. Like anytime the Divine Feminine feels she's the reason why you stagnant, or she's the reason why you can't be the best you that you could be, she's going to remove herself from the situation. But in reality, you're going to move the Divine Feminine out the situation, because that's something you can identify clearly when it comes to the Divine Feminine. You know what? I need my space. I'm trying to get my shit together. I just need you to leave me alone for a little bit. Divine Feminine is like a genie. Your wish is my command. You know what I'm saying? But with the karmic feminine, it's like, you know what? I need some time to get my mind right. Like, I can't just give you some time. Time? Motherfucker, I need some time. Like, I don't even know what you tripping over. I'm the one that's working. Like, I'm the one that's out here. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be conflict. Mental conflict at the end of the day. Just more drama, more stress, more shit. But in reality, more loss. As far as the feminine role is concerned, shit that's direct. You know what I'm saying? Conscious stuff. You got the Six of Wands. This is wins, victories, and celebrations when it comes to the feminine energy. Wins, victories, and celebrations when it comes to the feminine energy. Clarifying this energy is the Eight of Swords. And that's a self-imposed prison. Self-imposed prison is false sense of entitlement, false sense of security, or the boogeyman effect. So like I said, The reason why this karmic feminine is at the bottom line is because, like I say, she's a lot in your energy. And let's just say you ain't fucking with no karmic feminine right now. This karmic feminine represents this Queen of Pentacles. Excuse me, represents a boss or some type of authority figure that has some type of influence, control, or value over you. Control. Point blank period. It's just control. You're obviously being mind fucked. You're obviously being controlled. You're obviously being influenced by a power that doesn't have your best interest at heart. And since we talk about the feminines, like I say, at the end of the day, for divine masculines who have the divine feminines in their life, you won. You winning. Like I said, you found somebody that loves you unconditionally. You find somebody that supports everything you do. Someone that doesn't judge you, who looks at you in the highest light, who doesn't bring your past up in your face. Shit you usually do to the feminine, but I mean, you know, we ain't talking about that part. But you have wins. You got the victory when it comes to the feminine energy. However, you being in this mental prison and all, it's kind of diluting the success that you got in the feminine department. Like I say, it's a mental prison, this Eight of Swords is. It's a false sense of entitlement. A lot of you masculines walking around feeling like you deserve the way you're getting treated by the feminine. Not the divine feminine, because she treats you well. Okay? We're talking about this karmic feminine right here. The way this karmic feminine treats you, like I say, she's magnificent with her mind games. Because like I say, they manipulate you through your insecurities. It's like you ain't that bright. Maybe you got dyslexia or you wasn't good at school or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Your divine feminine looks at you, she thinks you smart. Like, damn, you're the smartest person I know. You're the most wisest person I know. Like, you got a lot of insight. And masculine just be like, shorty, I got dyslexia. Like, I ain't even good at school like that. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You obviously living in La La Land because you don't know the reality. I'm a damn dummy. He only thinks like that because, like I said, that's what karmics tell him. His girl tell him all the time, you stupid. You dumb. Now, maybe your feminine calls you stupid or your feminine calls you dumb, but not because you dumb or stupid or got ADD. It's because you so blind that you can't see what's in front of your face. That's stupid. That you got the best thing in front of your face. The best thing in your life you got right in front of your face, but you can't handle it. But you choose to go to a person who treats you like shit. That's dumb. That'd be being a dummy, a big dummy. You know what I'm saying? Feminine calls you dumb or stupid out of frustration, like trigger, when y'all two going at it. When you two are triggering each other. If she doesn't say it, like I say, it's just like a reply. Masculine, you got a mouth on you, feminine got a mouth on her. When two masculines, when two divines are triggered, it's like a nuclear holocaust. You fire, she's fire. You a nuclear bomb, she a nuclear bomb. And when y'all come together, it's a motherfucking holocaust. But when you beefing with this Queen of Pentacles, she hits you where it hurt and cuts your motherfucking head off. At least divine feminine gonna give you a fair fight. It's like, all right, let's fight head up. Here go a knife, I got a knife. Let's fight fair. You know, it's like karmic feminine gonna hand you a knife and pick up a bazooka. She's gonna. It's like Gladiator. You know, when he goes to fight the prince or the emperor or whoever dude was, you know, Joaquin Phoenix and shit. You know, he stabbed a nigga in the back. You know what I'm saying? To kind of fuck him up for the fight. To make it a fair fight for him. In order to make it a fair fight for him, he had to kind of injure Maximus before he fought him in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Just to give him a fair shake. Feminine? Gonna wait till you good and healthy, and she's good and healthy, and she gonna get a fair fight. Feminine fights masculine like loving basketball. With Annihilate and Omar Epps and shit. It's like, you know what? I'll play you. For what? For your heart, motherfucker. Like, if I win, you fuck with me. You know? If I lose, then you can go marry your karmic feminine. Whoever light-skinned Scully was. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and what happened in that movie? He beat her ass. And he was injured. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what'd he do at the end of the game? Asked her for a rematch. You know? Like, he's a guy. You know what I'm saying? He's masculine. Masculines are kind of more physical than the feminine. Feminines are definitely playing for the heart. Masculines are definitely playing for pinnacles. Your position, pinnacle, your position in his life. You'll always be in a masculine's heart. You'll always be in a masculine's mind. Maybe that's why the divine masculine is in his head, Four of Swords. Because, like I say, he might just be stagnant because you in his head, divine feminine. But keeping this going, shit you don't see when it comes to the feminine is the Four of Wands. This is twin flame union, reunion, and recognition, or home. You know, home is where the heart is. Home is where the hate is. Home is where some of the greatest become greater. You know, home is whatever feels at home to you. So if your divine feminine is in your heart, you know, then she feels like home. Like I say, divine feminine's love is equal to a mother's love, a sister's love. You know, family, because family feels like home. Family is usually found in the hometown. You know what I'm saying? Home base. You know, home base. What happens when you slide in home base in baseball? You know what I'm saying? The cycle is complete. What happens to fourth base when it comes to sex shit? First base, okay, I talk to her and shit. Second base, you know what I'm saying? I get her by herself. You know, I can at least talk to her and get on some one-on-one shit. You know, third base, we kissing, licking. You know what I'm saying? Getting a little freaky and shit. Fourth base is doing a wild thing. You know, I just see fourth base with a lot of masculines and a lot of divine feminines. I don't see the divine feminine out here because maybe she busy. If you checked out my last reading, I think with either twin flames and separation or the twin flames and union recognition, I talked a lot about how a lot of time and energy and resources has been wasted, and the feminine just ain't got time to be waiting. A lot of feminists has moved on. A lot of feminists has already started busting moves. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, in reality, they can't sit back and wait for reunion from you, divine masculine. They can't sit back and wait for you to unite with them. They was ready from the jump. You know, a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of resources have been wasted. A lot of years have been wasted in this whole little twin flame journey. So at this point, like I say, a lot of feminists just not waiting. They're not waiting. They're not leaving the door open or looking in the rear view anymore. If it happened, cool. If it don't, that's cool beans also. The same enthusiasm you want your feminine to have for you when you first met her, at this point, with a lot of time, energy, and resources being wasted, it's just not going to happen at all. You know, a lot of masters wish they can go back to recognition, which is what Four of Wands represents, twin flames of recognition. Twin flame recognition is you and your twin meeting for the first time, or harmonizing for the first time. You know, when you finally meet a person to make you think, like, damn, they could be the one. Like, this is, they soulmates, like, what is this? This is definitely different. It's not like any energy I've ever felt before. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you meet your twin flame or your divine counterpart, like I say, they make you question life. They make you question the rules of life, the rules of relationships. Like, how can I have a platonic situation that's this deep, with this much depth? How can I meet a person, another soul, you know what I'm saying, and be this connected? Like, we don't even really know each other, but we're connected by the motherfucking hip. Like, we really jail. There's something to this, and you go searching for what that is. Usually feminists do that. Okay, what is this? What type of relationship is this? Why do I feel this way? Masters don't really ask questions. Once again, they just do shit until shit manifests. So once again, Master, if you were just waiting on twin flame union to just happen on its own, fuck no, you're the king, right? Okay, king, you make the first move. Because in reality, you spit game first, didn't you? You talked to her first. Okay, you could talk. You can initially communicate with your divine feminine. You can initially make plans with your divine feminine, but you can't initially make it official. You can't initially accept this twin flame demo for what it really is. You know, shit like that. So, masters are coming home. Hopefully, feminines are there to greet them. Because, like I said, a lot of shit has changed. And I think a lot of masters are looking for that same energy, initial energy that the feminine had. But like I say, you got to put it in and think about it. Think of the time that's been wasted. Think of the energy, you know, holding on and then getting disappointed. Feminine thinking she's getting closer to you and only taking 10 steps back when you pumping the brakes. You know, I ain't saying separation is always divine masculine's fault, because it's not. It's a 50-50 deal, you know, due to obstacles, due to circumstance, due to outside shit. You know what I mean? But time, especially for masters that's been wasting a lot of motherfucking time. What did you think was gonna happen? Feel me? It was easy in the beginning. You should have capitalized and took advantage. Feminine did, to get to know you, to at least recognize, twin flame recognition, recognize what this connection was, and like I say, at least got something out of it. So a flame situation is built for you to be the best person you could be, divine masculine. In the end, divine feminine is going to be a better person because of it. You are already a better person because of it. All you got to do is look at your life from how it was pre-recognition, post-recognition. Masculine, you as far as yourself right now, what's conscious and direct with you is the Six of Cups. And this represents the sauce, the steez, the essence. It's what makes you, you. It's your divine feminine sauce, your divine feminine steez. It's what makes her, her. But this is your signature. And your signature is all over your divine feminine. She's got the same signature. Going back to this karmic feminine here, I call it the doppelganger effect. A lot of masculines, what y'all do is try to find feminine doppelgangers of your divine feminine. Once again, you scared to go all the way in your twin flame situation. You know, because like I said, being married to a divine feminine is like being married to a female preacher. It's like, man, we got to go to church all the time. Like, God, we got to do God's work. Like, we got to teach the children and shit. Like, you know, I just want to kick it. You know, go to the club, have fun, let my hair down. Drink a little bit, smoke a little bit, like do some shit. I want to hang out. I want to kick it. I don't want to be church 24/7. You know what I'm saying? But what is church 24/7? What is it like being married to a female pastor or some shit like that? It's about the kingdom of God. That's it. And by us being a couple, we have to lead by example. We have a flock that we lead in here, so we have to live right, or at least as righteous as possible. We got to be good mentors. We have to be good, what you call that, models. Model citizens. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody perfect. So I'm not telling you to be perfect. I'm not telling you to be as squeaky clean as Jesus Christ. All I'm asking you is to get more involved in the kingdom. And that's what the Four of Wands represents too. It's just something more than just a relationship. Like, we have to evolve. We have to grow. We have to be more than what we are. It ain't time to kick it. It ain't time to play. We could have did that during recognition. That's what happens too. The longer you wait, divine masculine, by the time you do get in a union, it's go time. It's time to do what God put you two together for. And in reality, you got a job to do. The divine feminine got a job to do. You two got a job to do together. It's the main reason God put you together. He didn't just God didn't just put a feminine in your life to make your life better. And God didn't put you in your feminine life just to make her life better. You two obviously got a job to do. You paired for a reason. And it's just like Adam and Eve. The consequences of not doing your divine job together is crucial. Look at the punishment Eve got. Look at the punishment Adam got. I mean, it's a nice story. That's not really how the story of Adam and Eve really went, but we're not going to go there today. Not going to go there today, but like I say, it's consequences to not doing your divine job. It's consequences to not fucking with this twin flame shit. Especially if you fully aware that you actually have a twin flame. If you understand exactly what your divine feminine be saying when she says shit like, you know, you my divine counterpart and shit like that. Like I said, you recognize the signature, you recognize the sauce. But like I say, instead of fucking with your divine feminine, you'll go find a karmic feminine with the same signature as your divine feminine. So the perfume you bought your divine feminine, you'll buy this karmic feminine just so this karmic feminine can smell like your twin flame. You know, the shoes, you know, the heels, the pumps, the clothes you used to buy your divine feminine, you'll buy your karmic feminine just to make your karmic feminine look like the divine feminine. Like, in reality, usually masculines, y'all try to substitute the feminines. Like, say your feminine a Leo or some shit like that. It's like, you won't fuck with your feminine Leo ass, but you'll go find another Leo to kick it with because you like Leos. You like, people like your divine feminine, but I'll just settle for the same sign. You know, your feminine's personality. You know, she's usually loud and nonchalant and just, you know, keeps it 100. Like, you like that. But you'll go find a ratchet chick, which ain't the same as your divine feminine. Your divine feminine ain't ratchet. She's just 100 proof. You know, you'll get the same type of signature, but like I say, it's off-brand sauce. Instead of getting A1 sauce, you get Kirkland steak sauce. Instead of Coca-Cola, you want to get, Dr. Wright cola or some shit, RC or some shit like that. Like I say, eventually you're gonna get tired of tasting off-brand shit. Pretty sure you're gonna want some name brand shit. Pretty soon you're gonna want to start rocking Polo instead of Polo Association. It's cheaper. It's something you can kind of more afford. If you want to fuck with Polo, you're gonna have to save your money to get it. If you fuck with your Divine Feminine, like I said, you're gonna have to think long term from point A to point Z. But fucking with a karmic, you can just think short term from A to B. It's cool to have fun. It's cool to soy royal oats and shit. You know what I mean? Feed your loins and shit. But like I say, it eventually gets to a point where that shit ain't cool no more. You usually get to the age where, like I say, you're gonna have to grow up and mature. Sauce. You're tired of off-brand sauce. Now you ready for the real thing. You're finally in a position to really afford name brand shit. To indulge in quality shit. Because that's really all you're getting is a more quality feminine. Fucking with the Divine Feminine than you are getting with the karmic. Because another thing that you're not into no more, and it's the shit you don't see, is the stress that come with dealing with a karmic feminine. Once again, you want to fuck with somebody that eases your stress, not puts more stress on you. You want to fuck with somebody that believes in you, who don't judge you, who loves you unconditional. Because eventually these conditions are going to stress you the fuck out. It's conditional. All right, if you don't do this, then you ain't going to get this from me. If you don't get your, the karmic feminine will throw an ultimatum on your ass. Like I say, terms and conditions. And that shit make you nervous. Because then it's putting fire under your ass. Now you got to conform. Now you got to, like I say, hop through hoops. Now you walking on eggshells. Trying not to fuck up. Trying not to do the wrong thing. Because you don't want to lose this person. After they told you, if you don't do what I need you to do, you're going to lose me. Once again, mind fucking. You don't have to stress with your Divine Feminine. Because like I said, you can do the wrong shit and still get forgiven. You can not be ready and it's still going to be fine. You can be a fucked up person and still get forgiven. Like I say, a Divine Feminine loves you like your grandmother does. Like a mother does. You see these mothers and shit, they sons are stone cold killers and shit. Out here rapping and shit, and doing air gun signs and shit. Doo, doo, doo. You know what I'm saying? And the streets heavy and shit. They go to court and shit. Parent go up in there, that's my baby. He ain't do nothing wrong. Shit, this nigga's a motherfucking demon out here. But like I say, they love him unconditionally. That's what you get fucking around with a Divine Feminine. Like I say, conditions are starting to suck. Temporary shit is starting to suck. Off-brand shit is starting to suck now. You know what I'm saying? It's really stressing you out because what stresses you out really the most is how long you put up with this off-brand shit. It's how long you put up with this conditional relationship. It's how long you fuck with a person who really don't fuck with you like that. But you didn't fuck with them like that. So really you getting a taste of your own medicine. And that shit don't taste good. Future final roll, wrapping this up. Going to the future, shit that's consciously going to happen is you're going to finally start to focus. Five of Swords is focus. Like, that's putting all your attention on what needs your attention. Not focusing on what doesn't matter, but putting your focus on what does. And clarifying this, put more smoke on this, is the King of Wands. This is you in a nutshell. You need to focus on the divine masculine you are. If you're a divine masculine, then you got a divine job to do. If you're a divine masculine, then you have a divine counterpart. And she has a job to do. But you also, two, got a job to do together. You need to put more insight on your power. Like I said, it's like the Matrix, when Neo met the Oracle for the second time. In Matrix 2, when they sitting in that bench before all them, thousands of motherfucking Agent Smiths came out and he was fighting them and shit. All them doppelgangers. Look at Neo swag in Matrix 1 when he first met the Oracle. He was shy. He was nervous. He didn't even really think he was the one. And she didn't tell him he was the one because, like I said, what you think about, you bring about. That's the energy she was getting from him, that he wasn't the one. She knew he was the one. But just like she told him in Matrix 2, I just told you everything that you needed to hear. She was like, I'm glad at what I'm looking at right now. Like, look at you. You got more confidence. You got more swagger now. It's Neo in full form. It took him a lot just to fight one Agent Smith at the end of the movie in Matrix 1. Matrix 2, this nigga whooping 2, 3, 4, 500 motherfucking Agent Smiths and shit. But like I say, look at the confidence, look at the style. You know? Eventually Maslin finds himself. It usually takes hell for him to reach his highest heights. Like I say, the only reason he turned into Neo was when he had to save Morpheus. And the Oracle told him that in Matrix 1. She was like, you're going to have to make a choice. Either you going to die or Morpheus is going to die. Choice is up to you. He understand what that meant until he literally died saving Morpheus. But he already saved Morpheus. He got him out the Matrix, right? Trinity got out the Matrix. She was about to tell him what the Oracle was telling him. But like I say, masculine, you can only take bits and pieces of shit at the time. If she would have told him he was the one, that would have been too much pressure. That's what the fuck karmic feminists do to divine masculines. They put pressure on your ass. Divine people know not to overload other divines. Even God. God won't give you too much you can't handle. God will never give you more than you can handle. Say that in the scriptures. But final thought, final message here. You know what you know, and you know what you need to know. But it usually takes you to go all out for you to realize exactly who you really are. It shouldn't take you to be literally by yourself, physically isolated. It shouldn't take you getting sick and all these people who you thought was your friends leave you in the dust. Only for you to see that your divine feminine had your back the whole time. Like I say, feminine always gonna have your back. It shouldn't take circumstances to prove her loyalty to you. Divine feminine loves you unconditionally. It shouldn't take situations to prove she loves you unconditionally. But masculine, just like Neo in the Matrix, you gotta see shit to believe shit. And unfortunately, I'm using the word unfortunately, you finna see a few things that's gonna get you the answers that you've been looking for. And the time, energy, and resources wasted that it took to get it to you. That's the message I got. Hope I can be good use. It's your boy D.Boom. Let's see what the feminine got going on. One.